What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to throw the old Butterball turkey breast on the Weber Smokey Mountain. Let's get started. All right, friends, so we are going to get about a 6-pound Butterball turkey breast going here today on the Weber Smokey Mountain. So you could brine these if you want. I don't see any need in it because they've already been pre-brined. So that brine they use at Butterball is going to have a lot of salt in it already. So we're not going to brine it today. We're actually doing something a little different way we kind of coat the outside of it and kind of get some of that skin ready as well. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to get it unpackaged here. Got myself a pan, throwing a little rack in the bottom of that pan as well because we're going to use this as on that smoker for the entire process. So I'm looking to do here is I'm going to open up this turkey breast, and then what we're going to do is try to get it all that liquid away from it. We'll pat it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator for about an hour, not covered, just in the pan, just like this, so that skin, after I pat it down, so that skin can dry out just a little bit along the way. That'll help that skin get nice and crispy through the cooking process on the smoker. All right. Now, I mean, I appreciate Butterball throwing in that turkey gravy. I'm not too sure we're going to use that today. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this here. Now, I've seen some folks that'll take that turkey breast, they'll spatchcock it. We're not going to do that today. Some people will pull that skin off. We're not going to do that as well because we're going to see if we can crisp up that skin a little bit. So we'll set that in that pan, grab myself some paper towels after I get rid of this off of my table. And then we are going to pat it down just a little bit. And then once again, we're going to throw this in the refrigerator just like this so that skin can dry out just a little bit for about an hour. And then we're going to come back and continue to prep the top of this bird so we can get it on the smoker. All right, bird is in the refrigerator so that skin can kind of dry out just a little bit. While that's taking place, let's go ahead and get this little butter herb mixture going that we're going to use to coat on top of that turkey breast. So when I was right before I took that turkey breast inside, I actually took that skin and peeled it back, dried underneath it as well. But I also want it peeled back because I'm going to put a layer of this mixture between that skin and the turkey breast itself, and then wrap it back over and do another coating on top of that skin. So it'll get kind of a double layer of that mixture. Let me show you how to make the mixture here. Okay, so for our little mixture here, we are going to start with a stick of butter. So it should be about 8 ounces here of that butter, and we'll go ahead and I'll let it soften just a little bit. Probably should let it soften a little bit more, but that's okay. We'll be mixing everything together anyway. Right, so once we get on that in the bowl, then we're going to go ahead and start putting some other ingredients with this as well. So we're going to start with a little bit of fresh rosemary. So pull a little bit off of there and start to chop it up. I'm looking for only probably about 2 teaspoons worth here. So I don't need a lot of that rosemary. We'll get that chopped up. We're going to use some more of that rosemary on the back end later on too, so that's all good there. All right, go ahead and put that in our bowl. And we're going to do the same thing with a little bit of fresh thyme. Pull some off of the stem there. Trying to get, once again, probably about what will be about 2 teaspoons here worth of that fresh thyme. Don't need a lot for now. All right, we'll get that chopped up just a little bit. Get that in our bowl next. And last but not least, we're going to do the same thing. A little bit of fresh sage. So pull a couple of those, a little bit of that sage off of there. And get that chopped up. And then after that, we're going to couple dry ingredients. Now, you could do this with dry thyme, dried rosemary, and dried sage if you like. I just kind of use those fresher ingredients. But if you don't want to spend the money on that fresh ingredients because you already have the dried ones in your cabinet at home, then go for it, my friends. All right, we're going to add a little bit of granulated garlic, looking for probably about a teaspoon worth here. We're going to do the same with a little bit of onion powder. About a teaspoon's worth is there as well. And then I'm going to hit out for a little bit of fresh ground black pepper. And then all we're going to do is just slowly take that mixture and start to blend it together. Let that butter continue to soften as we mix things together here. And once it's done, I'll show you how we're going to spread it on that bird. Okay, it's been about an hour. Pull that turkey breast back out of the refrigerator here. Got my butter mixture ready over here as well. All those herbs, everything all mixed together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my skin here and I'm going to pull it back here. And what I want to do is take a little bit of that butter mixture. I'm really just going to just kind of coat underneath here. All right. Don't worry if it's still not completely like melted butter. That's okay. It won't take but a minute for it to start to melt and run down inside of that bird as well. So if I can get it on the top here, as it starts to melt, it'll start to run down underneath that skin. That's what I'm kind of looking for as well. I'm going to pull that skin back over the top. And then we'll take another layer of that butter and start to just kind of coat the skin as well. Give it a little light coating. Oh yeah, dude, you can smell the herbs in here. I'm glad I used the fresh sage and that fresh thyme, fresh rosemary. So good, my friends, so good. So there we go. So kind of got it the way I want it. It's not beautiful, but it doesn't have to be because it will turn out nice and golden brown when it's done anyway. More butter here on the top so it can melt down on the outside of that bird as well on the back here. All right, my friends, so there we go. Got it all nice and coated. We're going to put it on the Weber Smokey Mountain. I've got that Weber Smokey Mountain going at about 250 degrees. Probably take about 2 hours, maybe a little bit more, till we hit that desired internal temp here of about 160, 165 inside of that bird. Let's get it on the smoker. Now, while it's on the smoker, I'll let you know as well that we are going to be probably opening up that smoker once or twice. I'll spray it down a little bit with some apple juice along the way. Let me get on the smoker. Let's take a peek, check on our bird. Oh yeah, looking golden brown. Still, I just checked the temp as well, so we probably still got another 45 minutes to go. Okay, our turkey breast is off the smoker. As you can tell, the sun has gone down, a little dark outside. Nice and crispy skin on there. You can smell those butter and herbs that we had going on there as well. I've got my plate ready to go over here when I'm ready to set them. But you know what? We're going to take a little slice off the edge on the back side here and just give it a little taste test before we take it in the house. Oh, you see the steam coming off of it. Nice and golden brown on the outside. Still nice and moist, juicy. Oh, friends, I know it's a Butterball turkey breast, and then we added that butter herb, but it's like butter in my mouth. It's like melted away. That is absolutely delicious. We kept it simple today. We didn't do a brine because we didn't need to. A couple of simpler ingredients, that butter and herbs, crispy skin. This is amazing. Let me get this plated. I'm going to take it into the house. You guys check out everything you need to know in the description of this episode. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys again on Bones and Brews.